BumbleKast Live. I'm your host, Ian Flynn, the Bumble King, and joining me as always is my Bumble co-host, Kyle, JCRB Krause.
Hi. Guess what?
What?
It's the end of May. Literally.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's your birthday. Happy birthday,
Yeah.
Ian Flynn.
Yeah.
You probably don't want to think about that, but
I've kind of reached the point where it's like, I accept it now.
Okay.
Why begrudge the inevitable?
The inevitable march toward oblivion. I mean, no. This is a happy day.
As my one brother put it, at least you're under 50. And I said, thanks.
For now. for a little while longer, at least. Well, I'll be 40 in 6 months, so that's exciting.
Thrilling. Like a roller coaster over a volcano.
Yes, indeed.
And what better way to spend my current cycle around the sun than with you, all you lovely listeners over there. So please send your questions our way and I will answer them, or Kyle will answer them, or Kyle and I will both answer them, or I'll do a funny voice. I don't know. We do this for a while. Usual shtick. Please limit yourself to one question at a time. Don't ask another one until we get to yours. That way things don't get too crazy. We will endeavor to get through all super chats tonight. If we can't get to them all, they will be rolled over into the next available recording session. Big thank you to Jennifer R. and Professor Rye for managing all these questions, and to Kazi for managing the social media stream.
Yeah. I believe so. Yeah, I think that's it.
All right.
Okie dokie. Let's begin this special birthday stream with a question from Anime Hunter 23. Question for Ian. The light number robot masters from Archie Mega Man are at a karaoke bar. What songs do they choose to sing?
Everyone we can get away with referencing from the Mega Man catalog.
Okay.
Like every vocal track from Wishing on a Star to anything from Mega Man X doesn't make sense in continuity. No, but it's an Easter egg. That makes it fine.
Yes. This is your cop-out answer because you don't know.
Oh no, it's what I absolutely would do.
I know. But I don't know. I'm just thinking. Like if they had to choose mainstream tunes.
Okay, well, let's see.
We don't have a lot of time on this, to be fair.
No, but like Gutsman, he's game for anything, but he likes his ballads. Bomb Man, Screamo. I'm assuming Screamo.
Okay, that makes some sense.
Cutman, experimental weird stuff just to make the other guys go, how do you even know about this? Fireman, Western tunes, like classic country. Alec Man just sits back. He's good. He's there for the vibes. He's not really there to perform.
Thought he'd be in a Journey.
Well, I mean, that's what he has to sing when they force the mic into his hands.
Okay.
And Iceman, disco, ABBA, that kind of stuff.
There you go. Perfect. That sounds like him. All right, let's move on to the next question from that cartoonist guy. They say, happy birthday, Mr. Ian. A portal opens in Fortune's lap, and from it falls the all-knowing, all-seeing Madame Trash Heap. Yeah. What would Wind and the rest of the crew ask of the odiferous oracle?
You sly dog, combining Muppets with the Drogoon. I'm more amused with the idea that every time they say Madam Trash Heap, Foreign is just compelled to go, yeah, and he doesn't know why. It's just like an immediate knee-jerk reaction. Wind picks up on it, and she's like, Madam Trash Heap, yeah, stop it, Wind. I don't like it. It's weird. It's uncomfortable.
Somebody
Um,
of all people for that to have to happen to, it's freaking foreign.
but he's the closest to those little rodent things that were with the trash heap.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he's also the closest thing to a Fraggle they have. Don't know if that would make Jobun a giant doozer. I'm getting off track.
Yes, you are.
Jobun asks her if she's got any jobs for them. It's like, she's the all-knowing trash heap. Stop it. Why are you asking her for work? Well, if she knows everything, she'd know when we get work. All right, fine, whatever.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Wind would ask her if she knows any embarrassing facts about Foreign that she'd like to share. And Foreign quickly interjects, how much would it cost to have her not answer that question? And they get into a bidding war over this sort of thing. Until Lissy finally weighs in and says, excuse me, Madam Trash Heap, may I ask a question? Where is Drogunheim? And Wynn just slaps her forehead, because of course, if you're going to ask the almighty Trash Heap about anything, is their long-lost home realm. Why did she not think of that? She's too busy trying to make things awkward for Foreign. Well, I mean, that's also equally, important.
It is important.
But good on you, Lissy. Look at you with that smart head on your shoulders.
Turns out Drogunheim was the friends they made along the way. All right, Ethan T has a question. Happy birthday, Ian, but oh no! One of your presents is that you've been betrayed and trapped in the hyperbolic time chamber. Your abilities by the time you become powerful enough to escape?
I have to escape? You don't typically escape the hyperbolic time chamber. It's either the door opens or you're stuck in there.
Yeah.
If we're going by Dragon Ball Z rules. I mean, if I'm stuck in there, maybe I finally get in shape and get all the writing done that I want to do. Not really going to be particularly powerful coming out, but I'll at least have accomplished a few things.
Mm-hmm.
If the door doesn't open, I think you just disappear after a while. In which case, bye.
Well, maybe someday. You wouldn't be the first person to escape from there.
Well, apparently. No, but from all I can remember is that the only way to actually bust out would be to scream with enough intensity that it shatters the dimensional walls.
I think you could manage that.
I mean, I guess I could think about enough shipping questions to finally boil over, but I don't know. I've got like so many books written now. And look at this. I'm chiseled. I'm ripped.
Yeah.
Why would I be angry? I've achieved everything. Well, I can't really show off in the room.
No.
Maybe it's a barbaric, manly yop that breaks down the walls between dimensions.
There you go.
Show off just how far I've come.
What if the rabbits showed up?
Oh, geez. Yeah, okay. Anything to get out. Anything to get out. What is that thing appearing from the white void? Why does the void seem to have features? No!
Oh, no. Got him. Red Rebel asks, do you see yourself ever jumping into Power Rangers media outside the original show? Reading the comics, watching the shows after Mighty Morphin, watching Super Sentai, etc.?
Yeah, I keep meaning to get into it again. Especially with the Ninja Turtle Power Ranger crossover, because I saw a shot of Shredder with the Dragon Zord armor, and oh my god. That was the coolest thing in the world. Oh, like it was the perfect combo of the two. And it's like, this is brilliant. I need more of this. I haven't had the time to sit down and, devote myself to it.
Yeah. There's a lot too, is kind of also the thing. It's like, where do you start? What do you do? How much of this do you have to watch and go through? It's like, there's so much. A lot of it's like
I was reading the
Monster of the Week stuff for some stuff. What's up?
I was reading the comic reboot when it first started. Oh God, how many years ago now? The one that was leading up to the evil alternate Tommy arc.
Yeah.
And then I got distracted with something, and it's been that long.
I think that happened like 10 years ago or more.
No,
I don't know.
come on.
It's been a long time.
I feel old enough already today. Come on, man.
Oh, well. Let's get into some super chat questions. Here's this one from Chocolate Watermelon 28. Happy birthday! Thoughts on subversive media like The Boys and Watchmen?
It has its uses. It can be entertaining, but I feel like the pursuit of subversive media has become so ubiquitous that it is not subverting anything anymore. There is no status quo to re-examine or subvert. It's all hyper investigative. Look at how cunning we are and how we are taking the piss out of what came before. I think we're done with that now, along with multiverse stories. I think it's time that we go back to just telling good old fashioned, straightforward narratives so that we can reestablish a few tropes, please, and then we can subvert those again.
Yeah, that makes sense. Watchmen was okay. I still haven't watched The Boys, but I don't know. Subversive media, I'm kind of... We've subverted the media so much, it's become the norm. So it's like, well...
Part of it too is, why are we making subversive media? What is it doing to the tropes and the standard narratives that brings certain things to light or does something new and interesting with the story? Like Watchmen, the original graphic novel, wasn't just a subversion. Like, it used multiple forms of storytelling to tell a superhero story,
Right.
but from a very different angle that investigated it in ways that other stories weren't at the time. Other stuff like Neon Genesis Evangelion, that took the whole premise of here are these plucky young people in giant mechs and how that messes you up, or Magical Madoka with the magical girl stuff. What are you doing with the subversion to elevate the story and tell your own? How is it that you're playing against the contrivances to your benefit? If it's just there to highlight, hey, this has all been done before, that's not really subversive. It's tiresome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more like just showing off, like, you know things. It's like, great. I'm glad you know what these things are. But, yeah.
Anyone can criticize, but few people know how to critique, sort of thing.
Right. All right, this question from KB is coming up. Happy birthday, Ian. What are your thoughts on the new designs for Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong?
Donkey Kong, I keep going back and forth. It's like, it's not that big of a change. And then I see him next to the previous designs, like, oh, wow, it's night and day. And then I'll look at it standing alone. It's like, no, it's not that different. Then next to them,
Yeah.
old one, it's like, yeah, very, very different.
That
Completely
is...
different. But I can't really pinpoint what exactly.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's fun.
Yeah, I don't mind.
I mean, I like the characterization of DK where he's like a whole bunch of extreme emotions in one shaggy bag, and that's what we still have.
Yeah.
I haven't got a good look at Diddy, but I seem to remember that they changed the initials on his head to DD.
Well, I mean, his name is Diddy, so DD. But that's a little weird. But
Yeah, but it was DK, and so for Diddy Kong,
yeah.
I don't want this to be a Sneed's feed type of thing, and it's Diddy. You fill in the blank.
Perhaps. Could be. No, I think it looks good. I think it looks fine. The eye shape, eyebrows and the eye shape is really the main difference. So it's not like it's not a huge change, but when you look at them next to each other, it is pretty stark. It's like, oh, they did change it.
I mean, arguably, he looks more like a gorilla now.
I mean, yeah. It's more back to harkening back to his old pre DKC design. So, all right, this one's from Cameron D. Is there any type of philosophy or similar material that has influenced your work, whether public, personal, or in development? P.S. Hope you're recovering well. P.P.S. Happy birthday. Hope you all are well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I don't know about particular philosophy. I didn't study philosophy. It was more glanced upon in various subjects I was going through. But I feel like the biggest thing that resonated with me was an English class where we had just finished the section on transcendentalism, which was a slog. I'm not a fan. And we got to works of Stephen Crane and others who reacted to that movement. And I don't know if they had a specific title to them, but they basically called out transcendentalism for the self-important fluff that it is. And Stephen Crane specifically seemed just so bitter and tired of the nonsense. And I'm like, yes, this man is speaking to me. There was one particular poem, I'm gonna not have it exactly word for word, but it goes something like, a man said to the universe, I exist. However, the universe replied, that has not created within me a sense of obligation. And I just remember reading that in class and just something lighting up in my brain. It's like, yes, tell me more, Mr. Crane.
Honestly. Wait, no, not that Mr. Crane.
Who knows? Maybe he did sound like that.
Not that Mr. Crane. Maybe. I don't know. Dr. Crane, I should say. Let's call him by his proper title.
Yeah.
All right. We're swapping back over to the standard questions for a bit. Here's one from General Jimmy's. This is not a question, but that's okay. It says, Ian, you have the same birthday as my grandmother. She just turned 92. Happy birthday to both of you.
Yeah. Super happy birthday to your grandma.
92.
Wow.
Wow. Man. If I live that long, ooh boy.
The things that she has seen in her lifetime. Holy mackerel.
Yeah. Happy Times asks, Rock became Mega Man, Blues became Proto Man. Was it? Okay. Rock became Mega Man and Blues became Proto Man. Was there some idea for the Mega Man comics to make Bass and Treble's original names Forte and Gospel before having to change them?
Toyed with the idea. I didn't know what we would be allowed to do.
Yeah.
That would be waters we tested when we got further along. At the very least, I'd make one joke about Bass blowing up Mega Man. That's his forte. But on second thought, I don't know if we would do that just because, Light built rock and roll and blues to be children in his mind first.
Right.
I don't see Wily creating Bass as his son. Bass is a Mega Man killer, no relationship intended. First and foremost, he's a battle robot. I don't think he sees him as family. So I don't know if he would get a name.
Interesting. All right, Panacat asks, if Dr. Wiley were to copy the playbook of another scientist from a certain movie in which he sacrificed himself to save the world, what would his final message to Dr. Light be?
Well, if we're going to go fully in the spirit of the movie, he would say to the camera with full sincerity, and as for you, Thomas, you've always been a good friend. And you were right. Thank you. Kaboom. If you're going to stay completely in character, he looks to the camera and says, and as for you, Thomas, you always were a good friend. But I was still right. Ha! Boom!
All right. Uncle Venus asks, break an NDA or drink an entire gallon pitcher of cherry Kool-Aid made with recycled day-old hot dog water in an hour or less. At gunpoint, which does Ian choose?
I might survive the drink.
That's true.
It ain't going to be fun going down. It ain't going to be fun however it comes out. I ain't ruling out any option there, but I think I'd survive it.
Yeah.
I need the work, though.
Did you not survive breaking an NDA? You get the ninjas or the Yakuza sent to your house. Oh, boy.
I have
true.
danced the line on occasion, and it's like,
We-
so that's what it's like near like being hit by a train.
Yeah, let's not mess with that too much. Scruffy Matt asks, the birthday genie has granted you 3 wishes, Ian. What do?
Wish everybody has a happy birthday on their birthday. Wish everyone the health and success that they wish for themselves. And either world peace or to become the single Lord with dominion over this planet, because I'm going to go Old Testament on you guys. Probably world peace. That's probably the better option. I mean, I'm going to bring about world peace in my own horrible, judgmental way. It's my birthday. We'll be more generous. Just general world peace.
Okay. Okay. Back to some super chats. Bladed Fox 14 says, happy birthday. What would Dr. Light and Dr. Wily think of Dr. Jiro from Dragon Ball and what he's done to his androids?
They'd both be horrified and disgusted.
Even Wily, huh?
I mean, Light is just going to have to like sit down and compose himself for a minute because, oh. Wily is going to be disgusted because why would you ruin a perfectly good machine with meat?
Oh, okay.
Why put your brain in a machine? It's still your brain. You should like encode yourself into data and like infect robots like a virus. What are you doing putting it under her head, you crazy old fool?
Wily's thought is, you're doing it wrong, dang it.
I mean, yeah, he made Woodman out of wood, but he's not going to make like Steak Man. It's disgusting.
Meanwhile, we finally get Megaman 12, and Steak Man is one of the robot masters. And we're like, well,
the one robot master power we don't get because Rock's looking. I'm going, no, I ain't touching that.
Ooh.
Well done, Mega Man. Or well, maybe medium well, not sure.
All right, here's one from Tristan. Happy birthday to Ian, me, and belatedly Splatoon. Yes, Splatoon became 10 on the 28th. So, Ian, what are some of your favorite things from the series? Songs, characters, etc.
No, 10 years?
It's only been 10 years? Feels like it's been 84 years.
It's already been 10 years? Oh. I ain't a kid, and I don't think I qualify for squid anymore. I think I'm more of a splort. I mean, the whole thing, kit and caboodle, like fresh IP, fresh game mechanic. I realize I'm using the word fresh. I didn't mean that comically, but
Well,
hey,
I
we'll run
mean,
with it.
Sure, it's not fresh anymore. It's 10 years old, but it's fresh because it's
Mm,
Splatoon. You stay fresh.
it's woomy. Here, we'll put it that way.
Okay, sure. Whatever that
The
means.
live concerts are fantastic. The music overall, there's not a single bad track across any of the content.
There's some weird ones.
Weird, sure, but not bad.
Yeah.
And all of that's eclipsed by Nasty Majesty, which is like perhaps the pinnacle of human achievement. All of the DJs, or however you want to classify them, all the principal characters, idols, sure,
Yes. I was going to say.
great to varying degrees. I prefer. Okay, I almost said I prefer, and then it's like, really,
Uh-oh.
which one? Which one, Ian? Which one? Maybe Callie and Marie eking out the top spot just because I like their chemistry the bestest. But
The
I mean, they're
bestest.
all good. So like the whole thing, fantastic. Like not a single misfire really,
No.
except when I'm playing, and then it's just like scrub.
And then it's all misfires, right? Right? But Splatoon's great. I still need to play the third one. I have it, just haven't played it. Why? I don't know. I have so much stuff.
I'm missing out on the one DLC campaign, but add it to the pile.
I think Off the Hook is the most fun. But I mean, the Squid Sisters are wonderful too.
Yeah.
They're all great. All right, OzJam asks, Happy Bumbleborn Day, Mr. Flynn. An easy question. What do you think makes a good birthday story in any type of media? Also vanilla or chocolate cake?
Chocolate. No hesitation. As a matter of fact, there is a bakery just down the street from us that does some kind of special angel food cake-ish chocolate thing. It is so light and airy, it's like you're eating flavored air, but it's still rich. And you can just like shovel the entire thing in your face and not feel full till it hits your stomach. And that is currently sitting in the refrigerator waiting for me to get to it. But we're doing a live show.
But here we are.
Oh, yeah.
Rude.
Yes, dear, we're going to share. You get a piece.
You get a bite.
You can look at it. As for a good birthday story, it depends on what your main narrative is. Like if you've got a comedy, then go for the comedy. If you've got something more dramatic, make it a nice tender moment. Or if you're going for something tragic, you can get extra pathos out of a failed birthday or a ruined birthday or a tragically ironic birthday. The birthday setting, one where it's supposed to be one of celebration and reflection and the gathering of friends and family, that's a very great platform to explore things in a number of directions. So, what are you trying to achieve with your birthday story? You've got a great baked in concept or foundation of ideas and explore it whatever way you need to.
Oh no. Leah's attacking your cake right now, apparently, Ian.
No! Woman!
I ratted her out. Just because it's funny.
Appropriately, I hear Natalie's battle music.
She's
getting into my cake. We're gonna fight. I don't even need a vision.
Oh boy, please don't do that. Spoiler 1001 asks, Happy birthday. Do you have any advice for getting back into the routine of writing after life disrupts that balance and the ideas stop coming?
Oh, God, that sucks, don't it?
Yep.
Take it easy, like anything. Like if you've been injured for a long period of time, you need to slowly get your strength back into whatever limb has been out of commission, or if just a whole body out, whether sickness or whatever, you need to get back into the usual routine and relearn how to do. Same goes for writing. So just write a little something. It doesn't even have to be good. It doesn't have to be thoughtful. It doesn't even have to be long. Write about what you did that day. Write about what you would like to write about in the future. Describe the scene around you. Uh, think of something that happened in the recent past and write it to yourself, or have a character tell it to you or somebody else. Any little small writing exercise just to get that connection between your brain and your fingertips going again. And it'll come back eventually. Don't push it.
Alrighty. Zonic asks, Iceman and Magnet Man have made it to the House of M with Wanda's No More Mutants spell, swapping more mutants with more robot masters. Who is switched? Well, I mean, you got to do Iceman with Iceman, and no one can tell the difference. Or everyone at least acts like they can't tell the difference.
Oh, I was thinking what robot masters get turned into humans.
Oh,
Because it's no more robots.
no, I think it's still no more mutants, but it swaps the mutants with robot masters instead of just getting rid of mutants. I think that's the idea. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Iceman and Iceman.
Yes.
That's the difference. Yes, you beat me to the joke. You're good. Magnet Man becomes Polaris's long lost brother. So we get a green Magnet Man, and he's like, couldn't I just be Magneto? And I'm like, no, we're making the joke. Cut Man becomes Wolverine.
Two very different characters.
I'm the best at what I do. And what I do is puns. I'm quite the cut up, eh? Let's see.
Metal Man and Colossus. I don't know.
I would say
more like Guts Man and Colossus or something.
Yeah, or Heavy Man.
There's no Heavy Man. What are you talking about?
Who am I thinking of? Dadgummit, what's his name?
Are you thinking of Hard Man?
Hard Man. There we go. I can see him in my head. But
Okay.
Fake Mega Man fan. What can I say?
Yeah, we know.
Roll becomes Jubilee, and she loves throwing fireworks around.
I like how they still have the same powers they keep the powers of the ones they swap with.
Bomb Man becomes Gambit.
Yeah.
Wearing that stupid headpiece and that coat.
Does Rock swap with Rogue, and because of the power absorbing powers? I mean, yeah.
Takes off that helmet and just all the hair pours out.
Big white streak through it. Yeah. Any others? I think that's
Charge Man becomes Juggernaut.
Okay, yeah. That works.
I mean, I know technically not a mutant, whatever. Shush.
Yeah. We're getting pedantic. Whatever. All right. Let's move over to some standard questions for a bit. Cherry Sapphire Cherry asks, Happy birthday, Mr. Flynn. The Dragoon cast makes you a cake and throws you a surprise birthday party. How quote-unquote well does it go, and how little did they understand about human Canadian birthday parties?
Also, Quickman Quicksilver.
Oh, dang it. I would have been right there.
Yeah. All right. So
Flashman would have been should be in there too. I don't know where it would have been, but anyway. Whatever.
First question for my Drogoon birthday is, who made the cake? If it's Jawbone, I ain't eating it. If Lissy, I thank you so much. I ain't eating it. If Wind, absolutely not eating. If Foreign, my next question is, with what? Because if it's their usual, account issues and food stores, that's probably just one gigantic pancake with very cheap icing.
Yummy, yummy.
I mean, I'd still eat it. That doesn't sound terrible, but like, I want to know what I'm expecting going into this
He
thing.
made it with love, Ian Flynn. That's all you need to know.
I can hear him saying that, and that is the warning. That is the red flag. And
I mean, it really is.
Birthdays in the realm of Drogoon are generally the same realm to realm. It's not that different from here. Jobun, though, is a little embarrassed. He got it wrong. He's been waiting for his present. He thought that's what I give the presents. Granted, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Why are you giving people presents on your birthday? But he doesn't keep track. So he's here to help present the cake. Happy birthday.
There you go.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Sorry, I'm just laughing. It's made with love. Yeah, that's a big red flag. Hero Squad asks, Johnny Bravo as Proto Man. How does it go? Also, happy birthday, Bumble Monkey. You're a monkey now?
Monkey.
Okay.
Have I returned to monkey?
Return to monkey. Yes.
Johnny Bravo is Proto Man. Bravo Man? Proto Bravo.
Bravo Man. That's funny.
You just hear the whistle, and then he beams down. All right, there, pretty mama. British. Damn it. Pretty slick whistle right there, don't you think? Oh, yeah, I got a big old shield. Getting that little hidey hole so I can look through it. Hoo-ha!
Hoo-ha!
Manages to get tangled on his scarf.
Of course. What a dork. It's great.
Hey there, King. Can't have you taking over the world with your robot army. Well, take it down. Oh, base. Seem to be cut in half there. Hand up there, buddy. Base.
Base.
Yo, buddy. All right, I'll just die here then, I guess.
Oh. I feel like Rock would walk into the room, one of those rooms in like Mega Man 3 where, you meet up with, Proto Man. And he's like, nope. And then just leaves. It's like,
come on back here. We're supposed to have a fight.
No, I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Well, now what am I supposed to do? Well, I guess I'll just pose by myself then. Short shot. Slide tackle.
Yeah. All right. Comic the Hedgehog asks, Brock from Pokemon is struggling to get a girlfriend and faces constant rejection. To improve his chances, he seeks dating advice from the biggest ladies man of them all, Johnny Bravo. How go?
What's your problem there, man? Your name's Brock the Rock. You should sell yourself right there.
Was this just a coincidence, or did they do this?
Oh, no, all the names are themed.
No. I just said the questions back to back.
Oh. Sorry. Kind of missed the forest for the trees on that. And another thing, buddy. That ain't no jelly donut.
But they're his favorite. He knows. He knows what jelly donuts are. Obviously, they're jelly donuts.
Lady types don't like it when you lie to them. Trust me. I've lied about other things they find out. Also, why are you squinting all the time? Here, have an extra pair of shades. Ain't you a cool rock type gym leader? What you doing raising a Vulpix?
That is kind of silly, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, not to begrudge him. If I could raise a Vulpix, I would, but...
Yeah, well, yeah, I suppose. All right. Here's a question from Nikki. Happy birthday, Ian. How would a crossover between Power Rangers and Mega Man go? Colorfully.
Yeah. I imagine we'd probably put together some kind of color coordinator team. Whichever version of the Rangers we have and corresponding colored robot masters. And the big fight at the very end is... what is the name of that device? The super adapter? The one that lets Mega Man fuse with Rush.
I think it is a super adapter, yeah.
Yeah, super adapter with a Megazord. So you get a Mega Man Megazord, a Megazord, if you will.
But so many megas. That's why they're called the megas. Wait, no, hold on. Yes. All right, let's switch over back to some more super chats. We've got a good amount of them coming in today, so thanks everybody. Andrew B asks, happy birthday, Ian. If you had a mech, would you want a panoramic cockpit or a Titanfall style cockpit or Pacific Rim? Kyle can answer as well.
You're going to have to help me out because I don't know what the cockpits look like in Titanfall or in Pacific Rim.
Well, in Pacific Rim, they're like, you're basically kind of attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's two pilots, and you're like, I think you have to stand.
Well, yeah, I know it's the full body motion, calisthenic machine, but what is it? Panoramic view? So what does it look like in the cockpit? What kind of view do they have?
Like a panoramic cockpit. That's not Pacific Rim style. Panoramic cockpit would be more like you could see, like all around you, I think.
Yes, I'm asking, what does it look like inside the cockpit of a Jaeger?
Oh. I can't remember. It's...
The internet would know.
Yeah, it's weird. Let's see here.
Trying to Google it real quick and it gives me a YouTube video. I want a picture, you stupid thing.
Yeah, okay. It's like a big screen, basically. Yeah,
it looks like it has a little bit of an airplane.
Yeah, it's definitely like an aircraft sort of vibe to it going on with
and
screens.
Titanfall.
I think Titanfall is
more like your
just like
standard mecha thing.
Yeah, you just put one. It's a single pilot.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. You just sit in it, and it's like you can see at the front. Can't really see side to side.
Yeah, I mean there's a certain degree of realism and chunkiness that appeals there.
Yeah.
But if I were to have a mecha like custom made, it is my birthday after all. I would want something out of G Gundam, where basically you're in one big room that your movements are read and fed directly into the mecha, and it's got that big panoramic view. So you see pretty much 360 at least, or close to your surrounding environment. I feel like that would just be the most natural way to pilot a giant honking mech and hopefully not step on people. Don't know if I want to be saran wrapped in that skin tight black latex that the G Gundams do, but I mean, I need more incentive to get in shape, so I guess we'll go with that anyway. How do they get out of those afterwards, come to think of it? Does it just like peel off?
Maybe.
Ew.
Just kind of opens up.
Ew.
It's weird.
It grabs on all your little body hair. Ew. No, never mind. Take it back. I'll take the Jaeger. More of a workout, but at least that's, ugh. Never mind.
I've always kind of liked the Metal Tech style or the Mech Warrior style mechs more than any others. That's big, chunky.
Yeah.
Just kind of a stupid design. It would not work in real life in the slightest. They'd fall over, but they're big, chunky, blocky sort of things. Like from the expansion for the first Earth Siege game has they added a new mech called Apocalypse, and I think that one looks pretty cool. I always liked that one. There was also a the other one I can't think of from that game. It was like the big beefy boy is like super huge. But yeah, that sort of style is always great. I like those. Next up, got a question from It's Hobo Joe. I'm actually going to swap these two because the second one he asked is a bit more time sensitive. So, with the Switch 2 now less than a week away, do you have any new thoughts before we enter into this new age, besides hoping for a price drop?
No. And there's a few titles on there that I know I would like to play, but I cannot justify the price.
Nope. Same here.
Like, I can play a game at launch, or I can make both my mortgage payment and my condo dues payment. That is obscene. So,
yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
I mean, we'll see what happens when Kirby Air Riders come out and they announce like the full 64 concurrent playable city trial. That might break me, but
no. You can stay strong, Ian. You'll get to play it eventually. It's not going anywhere.
City trial, Kyle. City trial. They wouldn't cut city trial from Air Riders, would they?
I don't know. It'll be there when you get to it.
They have to have it. This is the best part of the first game.
I would hope they wouldn't cut it, but Nintendo is gonna sometimes Nintendo. It's just what they do.
Sakurai's attached, and he's smart man. He make good. Yes.
Yes. All right, let's keep going. DDR Master M asks, "Happy birthday!" Except, oh no. You and Kyle have gotten trapped in an MVC-style happy birthday combo. What damage sound effects do you make? Marvel versus Capcom.
Okay. I heard NPC, and I'm like, what?
No. MVC.
Marvel versus Capcom birthday-themed combo?
What damage sound effects do we make? I'd assume like cartoon boing sound effects. Boing, bonk.
Big oof.
Big oof. Yeah, there we go.
I just think more along the lines of, ow, stop, please, I give up.
Or that, yeah.
You juggle me sufficiently. You win, you win, you win, you win.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, Godzilla asks, "Happy birthday, Ian. Pitch to me your idea for the next Jurassic Park / World movie or TV show."
Oh, for pity's sake.
How about just stop?
The latest trailer came on for the new one, and Aaliyah hadn't seen any of them yet. And we kind of sat through it, and it was just this sense of dread and tiredness. So at this point, I think go whole hog with the really, really bad idea they had years ago. And the government has gotten full control over the dino gene splicing and cybernetics, and they have velociraptors with freaking laser beams on their head. There is no shame or integrity left. So
No.
go full like live action Dino Riders, and it loops back around to being fun again.
There you go. That makes enough sense, I suppose.
Clever girl. Thank you.
All right. This next question is skirting the line a bit, but I'm going to go ahead and I'll go ahead and take it. It's more setting up the scenario. You don't have to acknowledge it. Ian.
All right.
So, Mr. Gamer 5409 asks, a certain blue rodent has been disqualified from the Olympics due to alleged chili dog abuse. Wow. Due
Wild hog.
to this, the Olympic Committee has asked the birthday man to choose a new team to go against Mario and company. Who do you pitch? Yes.
Who has an iconic enough roster to go toe to toe
With
the
Mario?
Mario crew? Like I would almost say bring in the DK crew, full rivalry there, but they already kind of participate.
They're already there. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the Mario
Unless you
side.
make a full division,
Yeah.
keep the Mario crew strictly Mario games and have the DK crew go up against. I feel like that would be the most thematic. But I don't know. Maybe pull up the Hyrule cast just for something different.
That would be
I mean,
weird.
you bring in Ocarina of Time Impa, she's going to just win every event by default.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of outside Nintendo. Because that's kind of the whole point of the crossover. I guess Mega Man might be.
Yeah.
Mega Man would be fun.
Just about any era, too. You could mix and match.
Yeah. Chat threw out Halo. What?
I need a javelin. No, Chief, not at the characters.
No. Don't. Yeah.
Hammer toss, but with a gravity hammer.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy.
I don't know. It might be worth it to see Sergeant Johnson boxing Bowser. Come here, you ugly lizard. You son of a gun. When I beat the ugly off of you, it's going to be fatal.
There you go.
Got any opinion? You can Koopa keep them to yourself. Going around kidnapping princesses. What's wrong with you?
No. All right.
Think you're skating with the Arbiter.
Oh no. All right. Next question from Hero Squad. Waluigi as Wolverine. How does it go? It's a bit of a stretch there, but whatever.
I mean, you thought him hitting on Jean was creepy enough to begin with.
Yeah, well.
He pulls on the mask, but that mustache and nose are still sticking out.
Of course, they're separate from his face, from the rest of his face.
Imagine that one bit out of Wolverine and Deadpool. Ooh, what's the occasion? When do you wear that? Tennis mostly.
We're only swapping in Waluigi, right? We're not swapping anybody else. So Deadpool is
No.
Deadpool.
Oh, yeah.
think I think that's more fun.
I'm the best at what I do, and what I do is...
There you go. There you go.
the 90s X-Men theme, but it's just Waluigi.
Mhm. Oh no, someone's actually cosplayed this. Apparently.
Oh,
I'm being sent a
excellent.
picture of it's the Waluigi, or it's the Waluigi's head on Wolverine's body. Silly. Good one. It's a good one.
I do like the rose.
Yes.
Jingy!
Oh, no. Ah. Ugh. Joe M asks, before you got your big break, what kept you motivated to pursue your goals as a professional writer? Also, happy birthday, big fan of your work.
Thank you for everybody for the birthday wishes. Honestly, I got my big break straight out of college. So I didn't have a lot of downtime
Kind of
to pursue.
You got super lucky.
I sure did. Like up to that point, I was just finishing my degree and trying to think what I was going to do with myself first thing out of university. But I got the gig, and I did some, other jobs as well, but I had my dream job. I was set from the start. And it's like, oh, well, it doesn't pay all the bills. Well, I can write for money. What else can I write? And just go from there.
Yeah. Pretty much. Alrighty. And our last super chat for now is from Anime Hunter 23. When you were writing Archie Mega Man, were you intending to develop a romantic relationship for Proto Man and Quake Woman before the comic was canceled?
Not really. I don't want to say no, because there was definitely hints of it because folks were receptive to it. But I wouldn't want that to become the focus. I've seen it too many times in other stuff that I've done that the minute there is a slight romantic angle, not even at all, just friendship, people zero in on it, and that becomes all they want from the characters.
Yeah.
It becomes the defining characteristic, and I am so tired of that. So it was a fun little shippy tease thing, but I don't think it would go anywhere, and I can't imagine Capcom would allow it to go particularly far.
Right. They had good chemistry, though. It made some sense. They had,
Yeah. I mean, they're both characters who went through trauma. They're both characters rediscovering that it's okay to feel things and to be open. So if anything, it was more that they were supporting each other mutually through their past troubles and refinding themselves. And there's a degree of trust that comes with that. And if you want to see a romantic angle in there, sure, I'm not going to argue against it, but it wasn't like the thing we were going for.
Yeah. All right, back to some standard questions. Dog with Sunglasses asks, Ian, Mr. Mixospitalik has decided to make you his new source of entertainment. Now he wants you to be the new Justin Timberlake and bring sexy back. Since you're not
you're barking up the wrong tree.
Since you're not a Superman / Kryptonian, you're allowed to ask people for help. How's it go?
Superman, help. Look, Mixie, his shtick. He's after me now. He's allowed me to ask somebody, you're my lifeline. Help.
You're the one who knows how to deal with this guy. You and Kara.
And then I guess I just create this perfectly good earworm song about being kill-tipsyism. And he can't help but sing it himself. And boom, rescued.
Yeah. Yep. Horseweave asks, Here's a Drogoon question to start. How would you introduce Drogoon to the Men in Black universe? No wind. Put down the noisy cricket. Lissy, stop. That's a neuralizer. I wasn't sure where that was going. Thanks for that, Horseweed.
I mean, that right there is more entertaining than anything I could come up with. It's we'll say the realms are within normal galactic space because, again, I'm tired of multiverses and interdimensionality. And some magical portal beams them to Earth, and they have to find their way back. And Foreign is losing it because they are on a planet with the weirdest looking human he has ever seen. They're on this gigantic realm, and it's spherical. And where's the toxic cloud around it? It's just empty space. What is wrong with this section of what I can't even. And one's like, neat. And Lissy's like, is there food? And, the MIB show up to take care of this strange flying ship that's just out in the middle of Central Park. They wheel up and Jovin's like, hey, Agent K, been a while, buddy.
Oh, no. Oh, no. They know each other.
Oh, hey, help me out with the thing. Back in the day. You remember that, right? I wasn't supposed to bring it up, was I?
Oh, no.
Calm me down.
Oh, no.
And from there, they just have to kind of sit in customs holding equivalent until the portal gets opened up again, and they get sent back. But of course, Wind isn't going to sit still.
No.
She's going to look at things like that aforementioned noisy cricket. Lissy gets that neuralizer, and that's not a toy.
Oh, boy.
And so, hijinks ensue. Worms are given coffee. We see Frank because we have to.
We have to.
And they load up on the ship, and right as they're heading out, Kay's like, Jobone, about that business from a few years ago. Oh, yeah, neuralized.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Safe travels. All right.
Darn. All right, next question is from Leon D. If you had to write a day in the life of for a species from Ben 10, which species, found in the Omnitrix or not, would you choose?
I apologize. I know diddly about Ben 10 outside of he slaps a watch and he turns into a critter.
Well,
and they have pun names, I think.
Something like that. You think that means you think you'd be into it?
Oh yeah, it seems right up my alley. It's just I didn't get into it initially, and there's been like 3 separate series or something.
Yeah,
different continuities since then. So it's like I'm so far behind. I don't even know where to start.
Apparently, they started it and then rebooted it at some point. It's like I don't. How did they? Why did they reboot it? How long did it go on before they rebooted it?
Like, I know they got older at one point, but I don't know if that's in continuity with the original series or if it's a separate thing, and then they redid the art style and
so much. So weird. Oh, well. But Nobobot asks...
I mean, not to throw the question away completely. Short answer is I'd probably take any of them. To have even just a crumb of information on this alien species, I would love to unravel that and explore it in any direction.
Alrighty. Bonobobot asks, which Kirby character is your favorite?
Bonobobot is such an excellent screen name.
Yeah, it is good.
And favorite character is King Dedede.
Yeah.
Hands down, no competition.
Yeah. Yes, he is wonderful. I too also enjoy DDD. Trying to think. What was the one where I got on you about it? Like Waddle, it was Waddle D.
Yes, Waddle Dees are a common enemy. Yes,
Not Waddle
an
Dee.
individual
It was like Waddle. There was something like a specific variant of Waddle Dee or Waddle Doo. Where we
there's
were
occasionally Waddle Dees that wear bandanas. but that's not a
bandana
character.
Waddle Dee. That's it. Yes, bandana Waddle Dee specifically.
Yes, some of those random
Which you,
indistinct enemies put on a bit of headgear,
which
and you get to play as them, or
which
they
you
get special
hate.
weaponry. But it's still just a mook to be inhaled and copied,
Ah,
to be spawned and thrown by the king.
yeah, whatever. Waddle Dees. the Might of Gebbera asks, Mr. Ian Flynn, 1, happy birthday. 2, in your Nerdist interview, you said DC and another partner had weighed in on which iterations were going to be used. Was there templates they based it on?
Short of this is what the kind of general standards are understood by the general public. I wasn't given like, here is the guide to follow. It was, here's what we kind of want. And I said, okay, is this in line? And they would say yay or nay and give corrections from there.
Okay. Here's one from the Might of Gebbera. What do you know about the speed? Did we? Oh, he just did. Oh, okay, that was literally just him. Sorry. Yeah, that's why it's orange. Waltz asks, are you familiar with the Rockman ability game? And if so, what are your thoughts on its alternate take on classic Mega Man?
Rockman ability?
Yeah.
That one doesn't ring a bell.
It's a patchy slot game.
What is patchy slot?
Pachinko.
Oh. I almost said, wait, there's a pachinko machine with a story, and yes, of course there is.
Of course there is. It has
There's
a bunch
multiple
of
pachinko machines with plots to them. No,
and
I don't. Wait. Was this the one with the
It has a bunch of. It has a redesigned characters.
Yes, and there was like, oh shoot, who was it?
I kind of like the designs from these.
There was like a really particularly neat looking design in there too, and I didn't get any information on it because I think it was brand new when I first heard about it.
I think it's Roll is one of the characters in there who's actually playable. Or, well, you know.
As much as you can.
A character who is, you know, actually going out and doing stuff. Is that Dr. Light as a... Is Dr. Light a woman with funky hair?
No, I think it was a new
Or is
character.
that a new character? I think that's a new character.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some weird designs in here. A lot of this is more Mega Man X looking in a lot of cases.
I was thinking a little more Mega Man X, a little more EXE.
A little bit. I do like these. I do like these designs. They're neat. I just wish they weren't, you know, confined to a freaking pachinko game.
Right. We're off track. What was the initial question?
Are you familiar with it, and what are your thoughts on its alternate take on classic Mega Man?
Okay, I think we've blundered through the answer, which is to say no, not familiar with it, but the designs are kind of neat. I don't know enough about it beyond that to say.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's where the character Trancy comes from. Okay. Kind of forgot about her. It's weird stuff. Some pretty cool designs. I wouldn't mind, you know, seeing that revisited or something at some point. But obviously it's a very obscure niche sort of thing. So
all the more reason to re-release it on a wider platform and charge a full price again.
Make it into a real game. Dr. Wily looks like Stan Lee. That's true. That's true.
Excelsior, mega believers.
All right. Keep on going. Night Fury Lover 31 asks, first of all, happy birthday, Ian. Second, how has it been for you since it's been almost half a year since you had to change up the questions on the channel?
Doing all right, doing good. We actually retained most of our supporters, and thank you guys very much for sticking with us and helping us continue to keep the show running. It's deeply appreciated.
Yes. Things have definitely slowed down, which in a lot of ways is kind of a good thing.
Especially this year. That's been a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
Also kind of more relaxed. I think the show's a little more chill.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
really
feel like I'm walking on as many eggshells.
that really helps. We still got our Ko-fi up, so kofi.com/BumbleKast. We got our store over there. We can pick up some cool merch. The same merch we were selling at MagFest. And everything. So, but yeah, things have definitely slowed down. We don't have like the whole onslaught of minis that we used to or whatever, but that's okay. Thank you everybody for helping us, supporting us, and sticking with us. All right, D Guy asks, who would win, Dr. Wily or a silverback gorilla? Also, happy birthday.
Thank you, and that silverback gorilla.
I mean, the gorilla is always going to win when it comes to versus any sort of normal ass human.
Unless it's Harambe.
Well, yeah. Let's say I have a gun, yeah.
Actually, there's a channel that I keep up with called Casual Geographic. Guy just seems like a swell guy in general, but has a fantastic delivery. Covers a lot of animal facts, and he did the whole 100 people versus gorilla thing. And the main takeaway from it is that gorillas are not really combative creatures to begin with.
No.
They're very combat averse, and they're not built for endured battle. They just kind of get it one and done.
Right.
But we're not talking about 100 men. We're just talking about one man who seems to have the superhuman ability to piss people off. So, in that regard, yeah, gorilla.
Yeah. 100 Dr. Wileys versus one gorilla. I don't know. I think
Still the gorilla, because the Wileys are all going to be backstabbing themselves trying to prove who's the better Wiley.
I was going to say, yeah. All the Wileys are going to start trying to off each other before the gorilla even is a factor. Oh, boy. Speaking of Wiley, here's this one from Jinx Productions. Wiley's isekai adventures continue. This time he finds himself in the Bumble compound, right in the middle of Ian's birthday party. What happens to the good doctor this time?
Well, he's going to do what he always does and ruin a good thing. Try to turn the mic set into some kind of battle robot. And what he achieves is like a desk chair that can kind of move on its own, but it's not particularly effective. He's going to insult us, going to insult our work, and we're just kind of like, dude, we're just trying to do the show. Go away. And then he gets into the cake.
Oh, no.
And he's going to wish it was a gorilla he was trapped in the room with.
Oh, no. Oh,
the gorilla might leave him with some dignity.
Ooh. Ouch.
Leave his chocolate cake alone.
Yeah, leave the chocolate cake alone. Don't mess with that.
And the isekai adventures continue.
Oh, indeed they do. Swapping back over to some super chats. We got some more coming in. Kawabonga asks, have you ever thought about creating a character with ice powers in any media you've worked on? And if not, why not?
Does it immediately spring to mind?
I mean,
in part because I think like it's been done so much.
half of them already have, or at least most of them already have characters built in with ice powers to begin with.
Yeah. Like, what do you do with it that makes it new and interesting that hasn't been done before? And what does it say about the character? And does it make sense within the context of the world?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it can't be done, and I'm not saying I'm be adverse to it. Just it hasn't really occurred to me to do so.
Yeah. I mean, any franchises you've worked with largely been like the powers are already ingrained in most of the characters anyway. Like, they already have one with fire powers or one with ice powers, stuff like that. It's like, well, why do you need to make another one?
And in some cases, you don't want to just add powers willy-nilly, because how does that make sense within the context of that universe?
Yeah.
If the cast itself is supposed to be full of unique and special individuals, if you just keep adding characters that have new and special powers, you kind of dilute that.
Mm-hmm.
Or in the event of like Mega Man, how many ice-themed robot masters are there? Add one more to the pile.
Like 6, 7. I don't know. So many.
Have a whole ice tray at that point.
Pretty much. All right, Butter Noodles asks, happy birthday. If you had to choose one, which Rivals of Ether character would you choose as a playable character in Smash Bros?
Oh.
Just one. Just one.
Comment below this video and let us know which rival you would want to see in Smash Brothers. I mean, maybe it's the boring choice, but Zetterburn, since he's kind of the face of the brand.
I suppose.
That's a very boring answer. They're all good. They'd all fit in.
I think that's kind of the point, isn't it?
I know.
Or Kane.
Yeah, he's different enough to kind of break outside the normal Smash mold. Yeah, maybe that's good.
It'd be a little goofy in a good way to have one.
I mean, I know there's certainly people I've played against that I want to trap an Abscess Cloud and just electrocute. But that's more a personal thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Digimon 11 has a question. Hey, Ian. Happy birthday. Hope you're having a good day. It's also my mom's birthday as well. Can you give her some love too?
Happy birthday to Digimon 11's mom.
Happy birthday.
Question naming your child Digimon 11, but you know what? I'm not. It's not my kid, so I'm sure you had your reasons. But happy birthday.
I don't know if that's its real name. Could be. I don't know. Very well could be. Frost the Hobodon doesn't have a question, but they sent in a super chat anyway. And they say, happy birthday to you, Ian Flynn. Stay awesome.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. And now we got one from No Origin. Happy birthday, Ian. No question, just spending my hard-earned money to support you guys. Yes, in today's economy, $5 is well paid at my standards.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it goes.
So,
yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, yes, thank you.
I mean, there was a time where $5 was just a nice little novelty, a trivial thing. Oh, thank you. That's nice. Nowadays, no. Appreciate it. You could have kept it. It could have been yours, but you gave it to us. So thank you very much.
Okay. Digimon 11's real name is apparently Deji. Not Digimon.
You thought I was making a joke, but no.
Not Digimon 11 though. That's a part that I'm sure he added himself.
Well, then I just said happy birthday to the Digimom.
I
don't know how to make the 11 work in the joke, but No,
You can
it
do
was
it.
bad enough the one time.
You can do it. You can do it 11 times. The Last Baby Man asks, as we switch back over to some standard questions, what ideas would you bring to the table if you were brought in to write for a Lilo and Stitch comic based on the original movies and show?
Well, the easiest answer would be to explore the other experiments, but the show kind of did that. That was the show.
Yeah.
And I didn't watch much of it. So I don't really know what territory it went into necessarily. But if the show already is set place on Earth and explores Lilo and Stitch and their extended family and all the various critters, I spin off into the Galactic Federation or whatever it was called, the space peoples that were who had Jumba in containment, who tried to keep the peace. What else are they doing? What is the wider galaxy like? What are they doing to protect Earth from other invasions? Maybe.
Alrighty.
Or
Oh,
the Lost Tales of Cobra Bubbles.
all right. Alrighty. Here's one from Hawaii. Ian, having written your fair share of genius-level characters throughout your career, how do you go through the process of writing a character that's meant to be smarter than the writer?
It terrifies me. Because I am punching well above my weight class.
Just just fumble around until you get something that sounds good. Don't worry about it too much.
That and the genius level characters tend to be really obnoxious and people don't like them, so I want to avoid that.
Yeah.
And I also don't want to take the route of they're the genius, so they figure out the solution to the problem immediately and there go the stakes. So it helps if the character has some other fundamental flaw to them or limitation that sure they can think of a solution, but they can't execute upon it. What do they have to get someone else to do to help them or to resolve the situation? And that leads to more character dynamics. And then you're not spending so much time on the genius per se, but more on the characters overall in the situation, which is you kind of get out of jail free card, I guess.
All
Also,
right. Well,
if you can get away with it not being like a genius in every regard, God, that's tiresome. Like if they're incredibly gifted in one field, then they can specialize and, pull something together in a pinch. But they aren't a genius in any other field, so they can't necessarily bring smarts to the table and Batman their way out of it.
mm-hmm. Oh, Batman. Here's one from Explosive Heads. Are you guys familiar with Jonah Vasquez's comic work, like JTHM, Squee, or I Feel Sick? Or at least with Invader Zim? What do you think about them /Kit?
I know I read some of Johnny the Homicidal Maniac.
Okay, that's what JTHM is. Okay. I've heard of it. I've seen a couple episodes of Invader Zim. I don't remember them, but I've seen it at some point.
There's one bit in Johnny that still cracks me up, but I don't think I can relate what happens since this is a family show. But it was funny in a really dark sort of way. I don't know. It at least with Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, most of it felt like dark humor that was actually funny.
Yeah.
And not just gross or disturbing for the sake of it and saying, well, if you don't get it, you have no sense of humor. It actually felt funny. Dark, but funny.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I have no familiarity. I'm sorry. All right, next one is from Ray Quizzle 97. Happy birthday, Bumble King. You made my childhood with your first Archie comics. I appreciate you and your grace in this industry.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm so old that you've been at this for so long that people now have their childhoods molded by you. That's frightening.
I've met with professionals who said I grew up on your work, and it's like,
oh, Ian.
what's going to be real bad
We're old
is
now.
when these people introduce me to their kids.
They're kids.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
But thank you. I am happy to entertain.
Alrighty, here's one from Chupachok. Have you ever read Russian literature or maybe even Ukrainian?
Not that I can recall.
Unfortunately.
And it would have to be translated because I don't speak a word of it. But if you have any recommendations, comment in the video below.
Yes, indeed. Santiago C asks, hi there. Talking again the Rayman topic of the pre-last live stream. What is your ranking of Rayman villains? Mr. Dark, Razorbeard, Andre the Darkalum, Pink, the robot from the first RRR, and Dark Ray. Oh, you there?
There.
Oh, you cut out that as soon as you started speaking. You cut out.
Oh, good.
So
good.
start over.
I was gonna say I'm not familiar with them enough to really do a proper ranking. Razorbeard's the only one I really know.
Yeah.
I just really like that design. Circular saw for a face is funny.
Yeah.
Although Mr. Dark has that swag. Like,
Mhm.
Undeniable.
Yeah, they're both pretty great, but I'm really not familiar with the rest of them. So I guess they have to be 1 and 2 respectively. Which ones? Which one is 1 and which one is 2? I don't know. Flip a coin. Sajil asks, happy birthday to one of my favorite writers. If you're willing to answer this question, how do you like your brownies cooked? Any additions you like, such as frosting?
I'm a simple man with simple needs. I like just plain old B-flat brownie. Like not even with like chocolate chips or anything, just a nice brownie. And I prefer them a little cakey, a little gooier over cakier.
Yes, I'm with you on that.
I mean,
one.
a dry brownie is fine, but I prefer a little bit of goo.
Mhm.
But the edges have to be like kind of crispy. Right? You need that crunch, especially on the corner piece.
Yummy, yummy.
I like the kind of brownie that sticks your mouth shut. It fights back as you chew. So you savor the moment.
Yummy, yummy. What do you think about having nuts in them?
No,
No?
absolutely not.
Nah, I didn't think so. That's okay, but honestly...
Especially if you've got the nice gooey ones, because then you're going, goo, munch.
Crunch.
No, you ruined the texture, and now everything just tastes like, tree or dirt. Absolutely not. New.
Okay. They're all right with nuts, but yeah, I think I prefer without.
The sense of betrayal biting into a brownie and then just that.
Oh, it's not that bad. Unless you're allergic, then that's bad.
Yeah, then it's very bad.
Charming Magician asks, Shantae as part of the X-Men. Is that a question? I don't know if that's really a question. It's more of just a scenario, I suppose.
Yeah, she'd fit in. Why not?
Sure, why not? She's a bit more of a happy character than the usual X-Men.
Yeah. And
but then again, you have Jubilee, so,
Hopefully Shantae goes back to her own world before somebody decides she needs some kind of tragic reimagining or gets turned into a vampire or some other horrible end that always happens to the plucky girl X-Man.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm Kitty Pride. I'm the youthful outlook. Now I'm a hard-bitten assassin who hates humans. Yeah. 17 different code names. I'm Jubilee. Now I'm a single mom and a vampire, but I also make things explode. No, just... Is Armor still safe? Did she escape?
I don't know. I don't know. What I do know is we have this question from Quaggle Gaggle. Considering your experience and the reference you made to him in issue 1 of the DC miniseries, if you're asked to do something with Crackle, what would you want to see/do?
I mean, the knee-jerk reaction is just explore Crackle's dimension. What is Crackle? Where does he come from? What is life like for his kind? Are there others like him? What does his dimension even do? And somebody is probably commenting right now, you fool, in this issue or this special, they explained all this and showed it. And it's like, all right, fine, cool, link me to it. Not like a scan or anything. No, but like what to look up.
I'm a fake fan.
Educate myself.
Who's Crackle?
Crackle is
okay. I looked him up. Okay. I do. I see. He is DC's version of a
familiar
certain iconic blue rat. Yes. Okay.
Otherwise, just like have fun with him. Crackle's day out. Have him fight the rogues or something. Have a goofy one-off.
There you go.
Just like enjoy a comic.
Why? I'm here to hate read everything, Ian Flynn. Especially your work.
Well, there's plenty of it. To poop on!
Lancelot Games asks, have either of you ever watched Doctor Who? If so, who's your favorite Doctor?
I gave the new series a bit of a shot with Eccleston. Was he the first new Doctor?
I think Eccleston was. Yeah? I think so.
And is all right. There were some neat ideas. It was his interactions with the Daleks that sold me on the idea. Because I'd seen the Daleks already, out of context. And I'm like, really? People took these seriously. All right, whatever. But in one episode, he gets locked in the room with one and his absolute terror at it. Like, okay, these are a serious thing. And then he realizes that it's been de-weaponized. And the absolute hateful glee he has that he has the superiority now, that he can, approach it with impunity. It's like, oh, there's some serious history here. I am now engaged. Why is the British man angry at the weird trash can? I want to know now. But I didn't get too far in it, and I haven't really followed since. So I know it's a huge thing. I know it has its fans. I know there's probably somebody going, you fool, you shouldn't have started with Eccleston. He was the worst one or whatever. But what I saw of there at least showed me why folks are interested in the show. It's just neat, weird sci-fi.
Yeah. I am completely out of my element, really. Very little about Doctor Who that I know of beyond passing familiarity of, the different people who've played him and kind of the basic idea of it. But yeah. But I mean, 10 out of 10 it, If David Tennant is amazing, so if Doctor Who was put him on the radar of everything, then I guess I have to be thankful for that because I mean he's great.
Also, maybe I haven't watched enough to truly appreciate the joke. But I do think it's absolutely brilliant that grinding noise as it disappears and reappears is just because they left the parking brake on.
Yeah. All right. Here's one from May I Gaming. So what if Plants vs. Zombies happened in the universe of Archie Mega Man? Well, it'd have Plant Man would be
King.
king. Yeah, Plant Man would
King
be
of all.
Plant Man would be on the front lines.
And I guess Wiley would take over the zombies because he's got that whole skull motif thing.
Maybe.
If anyone's going to try to capitalize on a zombie apocalypse to take over the world, it's got to be him.
Maybe he'd delegate it to Shade Man.
Maybe.
Even though Shade Man's a vampire, not a zombie, but you know, they kind of go together now.
They're all Halloween-y. Get out there and conquer Light Labs' lawn.
Exactly.
And then you've got Dr. Light, very quickly hybridizing robot masters and plants. So you got a whole bunch of robot master themed plants growing in his lawn.
Perfect.
I'm now kind of surprised Capcom hasn't done some kind of crossover like that. Like a Mega Buster flower, a Cutman type flower, a Bomb Man watermelon.
A Cutman item. Why is it Cutman themed? I don't know, just for fun.
I don't spend real money to just call it Metal Man, and he just clears the screen for you.
Yes, just Metal Blade takes everything out. Alrighty, Fun Floof the cartoon asks, "Happy birthday, Ian. All right, if you were able to recall from when you were young or from a time not long ago during your adult years, what would you say was your best birthday you ever had so far?"
The first one that springs to mind. Oh, when was this? This was in the one house. So, and Russ and Nick were there. And I think Cameron. So this would have been like grade 2, 3, 4, somewhere in there. Small birthday party at the house. Ninja Turtles was big. It had just become the big thing. And to shake things up, we did a variation on Pin the Tail on the Donkey. Except my dad freehand did a Michelangelo, and it was put the weapon in the turtle hand. So freehanded the nunchucks, the sai, the bow staff, the sword, and you just had to make sure it got into his hand. And it was hilarious because 9 times out of 10 he's holding the blade or it's on his shell or something. But I just remember all my friends were there, and it was a nice day, and I was super impressed with the artwork my dad did, and it was just a fun concept. I know there were other party games there too, but like the encapsulation of youthful exuberance. I'm pretty sure I got something pretty kick-ass for a birthday present too, but I can't remember what it was now. Some toy. Whatever it was excellent. I loved it.
Alrighty. Next question. Crafty Guy. Yo, Ian, happy birthday. I'm curious to know if you've ever heard or played of a game called Off, and if you have, what do you think of it?
Doesn't ring a bell. Is it an acronym or is it just OFF?
It's OFF. I've heard of it, but I don't know anything about it, honestly. But I think some of the crew are like into it. I want to say it's... Is it a free game?
I'm seeing a baseball man and a bunch of ghosts, so I'm assuming this is it.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I have nothing about this. Neat art style, though.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I've heard of it, but don't know anything about it. Happy LGPK asks, what do you want for your birthday?
Peace. Quiet.
Peace and quiet.
Cake.
These damn kids to get off my lawn, and these damn zombies.
Yeah, I did indulge today and went like Sonic action figure shopping.
Aha.
I'm going to buy myself a birthday present, daggum it. And the distribution up here is garbo. Nothing up here. Nothing. Multiple stores. Nada. Zilch. Zero.
That sucks. Rude. Oh well, lots of people down in the States who might have access to them. Can help you out.
Yeah, but
It's a pain.
there's a postal strike going on up here, and there's border tensions, and
Well,
goodness only knows what the shipping and handling is now with tariffs involved. So I kind of feel dumb asking for a $10 toy that's probably going to cost me 3 times that to get mailed up here.
we need a Kazi airdrop stat. Apparently, things in the States are not much better.
Mm.
Or worse, even. Oof. All right, STH44 asks, what would you think of a SpongeBob x Garfield collab would go?
Has that not happened yet?
I'm surprised it has not, but I guess not.
I mean, both brands are put on everything. I don't know. Maybe SpongeBob can teach him the magic of Mondays.
Uh-huh.
And Garfield punts him off a table.
Bring back Garfield Eats with Krabby Patties. Ugh. Maybe not. Maybe don't do that. Maybe don't do that. Trenton R asks, happy birthday, Ian Flynn. What do you think of dragons, just in general? What's your favorite type of dragon?
No, dragons are great. Are you kidding me? They're dinosaurs with wings and shoot fire. Or other stuff, depending on how crazy you want to get with the mythology.
They have consummate V's for their majesty.
Now, hold on. Trogdor was a man.
But then he was a dragon man.
He was a dragon man. Okay, actually, it was just a dragon.
But then he was actually just a dragon. Yeah.
No.
But he's got that
But
one
he was
beefy
still
arm.
Trogdor.
But he was still Trogdor, yes.
Yeah.
And he is my favorite type of dragon. It's true.
Dagron.
Yeah.
I'm a simple man of simple needs. I like your standard quadrupedal, got wing, shoot fire, dragon heart, how to train your dragon. I find it at any like craft store that has the precast model animals next to the tigers and the various dinosaurs. I just like the dragon. I appreciate different types of dragons that, play with the morphology and ideas behind what can be a dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really do like the animated Hobbits version of Smaug. Like, why is he some kind of cat monkey? I don't know, but it's neat. But I like my scaly crown of horns, spit fire dragony dragons.
My favorite dragons are the runs from Skyrim, but with their heads replaced with Macho Man Randy Savage. And their and their voices.
Oh yeah. Trade a fool's rod this.
It's the funniest freaking mod for that game. I mean, the Thomas the Tank Engine one is pretty funny too, but
Oh, it's terrifying.
but the Macho Man one is glorious. Glorious.
I imagine he's
brilliant.
Shooting fire as he says, "Oh yeah."
Yes, of course. Of course he
Marvelous. Marvelous.
Of course he is. Oh, it's hilarious. Replace all the dialogue with Macho Man promos. It's good
Shadow
stuff.
just covers the village. Cup of coffee.
All right, next question is from Sonic Radiance via Jen, formulating a question. And we're talking about this one in the chat. Requesting a game suggestion from Ian and Kyle. I'm a fan of certain fast mascot games, but I want to explore different games. What would be a good Mario game to try out? Any other franchises to check out?
I'm not good to recommend Mario games because I'm very bad at Mario games.
Let's see. Jeez, where do you even start with Mario? There's different types of Mario games, just like there's different types of Blue Rat games.
Now,
So,
I did just start up Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga again on the Switch because that rollback ability is the only thing keeping me alive because the combat system is entirely based on your timing. And I have zero rhythm. Like, it is a good thing that my heartbeat is automated because otherwise I'd be dead. But that game's writing is so silly and so charming, and the sprite work is so silly and charming and gorgeous.
Yeah.
And the boss music track will be stuck in your head for the rest of your life.
Oh, it's a great game.
So, I would recommend that immediately. Just be aware that the final boss is notorious for the difficulty spike. So if you think, nah, I'm good. No, you're not. Go back. Prepare. Because it locks you in. There is no going back and grinding for levels. It's all or nothing.
Yeah. I started with the original Super Mario Brothers, and I've been a fan ever since. Do I recommend starting with Super Mario Brothers, the original, today? I mean, yeah. You can.
There's a reason why it's still played today.
It's
just a very solid core game.
It still endures for a reason. It's still one of the best games, just in general, especially of that era, but still.
And at the very least, play it for the historical significance. Understand that it set the foundation for so much that came after.
Yes. But also was like, showed everybody, like, here's how you make a good game at the time. Because, it's kind of like, here's how you make an expansive good game, not just like a repeated score chase game, arcade style. Honestly, I would say that a good place to start is probably Odyssey. Odyssey is really good.
Yeah, I mean, it takes the fundamentals that were established in 64 and just polishes it.
Yeah. More so than Sunshine did, for sure.
Oh, yeah. I would say of the games that 64 inspired, it's probably that concept perfected.
Yeah.
You're not really missing anything. Okay, no, I'd say if you could go back and play the original 64, because like the original Mario, it is a foundational game.
It is. It truly is. Yeah. And Mario 64, Mario 64 in general is like one of the most famous games of all time, like one of the most played games of all time. Just look at how many speedrunners there are of that game, how many different sort of like modifications there are, the fact that it's been recreated and from the ground up to be ported to other platforms by fans. And Mario 64 is something very special. But it's tough to say because there's a lot of jank in Mario 64 too.
Yeah, but it was also, forging new territory.
Yeah.
I would say that subsequent games like it, like Sunshine or Galaxy, don't improve upon the formula significantly enough to necessarily warrant a necessary playthrough, but Odyssey builds upon those so much that I can't see how you would improve upon it beyond that. So 64 to understand where it came from and it's still a decent game.
Yeah.
You
Oh
gotta get
yeah.
used
Of
to
course, it's
what it
legendary.
was at the time, but it still works. And then Odyssey for like, this is the end of the road. This is what can be achieved with this model.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, Galaxy is good. I'm weird about Galaxy, honestly. It didn't hook me as much as it did a lot of other people. But it's definitely a great game. There's no reason not to play it. And then
There's only so many hours in the day.
but then 3D Land and 3D World. I love 3D
Oh
World.
yeah.
I loved 3D World. That was great. The music was just yes. And then you got the double pack of Mario 3 and Mario World. It's like one right after the other, just boom, boom. Those two are freaking legendary if you want some classic side-scrolling platformers. Let's see. Hotel Mario. People
Can you believe it, Luigi? He actually went there.
People keep bringing that one up. Yeah, try it. Keep your expectations in check.
In check, he says.
Keep them very low. Yeah. Just because it has Mario on the box doesn't necessarily mean it's always a great game. Mario Teaches Typing? I actually like Mario Teaches Typing, even though it's barely a typing teacher and barely a Mario game. But, you know, I'm a freaking nerd for Mario, and it's like, hey, you give me something that's vaguely Mario World or even Mario related in general, and I'm like, okay. I'm a simple man with simple needs. Mario Teaches Typing 2 was the first time Charles Martinet ever voiced Mario, so I guess that's historically significant. All right, next question. This may be our last one. Yeah, I think it might be. Emerald Fusion asks, happy birthday, and thanks for taking care of that Yoshi egg last month. Speaking of, I'll swing by the Bumble compound soon to bring him back home. You will give him back, right?
Oh, sure. Just drive around back, head up to the room lined with plastic, steer towards the light. You'll get what's coming to you. Don't worry, buddy. You're staying right here. Who's your good boy? Who's your good boy? Yeah, you are. You'll eat well soon. Yeah.
Oh no.
Is Mike live? I muted the mic, right?
Yes, you did. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear a thing.
Excellent. Soon, precious, soon. Yes. Let's do one more. I don't want to end on that note.
Well, I have. we have a bunch of repeats and okay. We'll do a super chat. We'll do a super chat from one of you guys who bought more than one. We'll go with Hobo Chose. Close us out. I believe you said the logo for the Bumble King came from a field trip to Okefenokee Swamp. I've always been curious. How was that trip?
It was good. Not really the biome that I would like to dwell in. I don't really do humidity.
No.
But it was a good trip. It was, from what I remember, it was reasonably nice accommodations. The alligator that was sitting outside of the campground was larger than a car. That was kind of neat to see. Like, I thought it was a statue at first.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of moved, and it's like, oh, you're an apex predator, aren't you? The canoe races we got into were kind of fun. Sunburn wasn't, but so it goes.
Mm-hmm.
There was a certain thrill to being stuck in the detritus and realizing that the unfeeling muck was going to swallow you alive. That really gets the heart going. It really makes you feel alive, especially that smell. That'll wake you up. I didn't lose a shoe, but somebody did. Somebody lost a shoe wholesale and had to go walking back with a very, very dirty sock. That was a white sock going in. It was not white ever again.
Oh, no. Yuck.
And some friends of mine were filming their own little indie film. And at one point managed to balance a little toy alligator on the head of an actual alligator by reaching it out on the canoe paddle and just dropping it there. And the thing didn't freak out on them, from what I recall.
Mm-hmm. Just like, yep, here I
And
am.
I think that was the trip where we stopped at some chicken place that was really, really good. And there was this really big guy in our class, really nice guy too. And he ordered the spicy chicken because he never gets spicy chicken. It's always so bland. They say it's spicy, but it's not spicy.
Uh-huh.
So he's going to see how spicy this is. And he started sweating.
Oh, no.
Like I had to get him a fistful of napkins, and he's like, "Oh, this is good.
Oh.
I'm going to have my plain chicken tenders. Thank you very much."
Yes. Finally,
I think that was that trip.
finally some spice.
But yeah, I don't remember a ton, but I do remember that trip fondly. What did I learn there?
The Bumble,
Detritus stinks to high heaven.
the Bumble King is what you learned.
I know how.
Uh-oh. You know how what, Ian? Come back.
You muted the microphone this time.
Oh, no. Oh, no. The Bumble King got him. Oh, no. What do I do? I'm so alone.
And on that bombshell,
Oh, man. Oh, man. Ian. You knew too much. There you are.
When did I go dark? When did I go silent?
What were you saying? What you learned. What you learned, yeah.
Oh, geez.
And now you're
okay.
back. Yeah. Yeah, it went out. You went out. It's like, oh no.
Okay, what did I say? I said that detritus stinks to high heaven.
Yeah, you said that.
Alligators get real, real big,
Okay, yeah, that's where you cut out.
but there can only be one Bumble King.
It's true. It's true.
And on that note, this Bumble King's going to go get his Bumble Cake.
Yes.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us this evening, for your questions, for your super chats, for your support, and, just keeping us company and keeping this show going. Thank you to Jennifer R. and Professor Rye for managing all the questions. Thank you to Cassie for managing the social medias. Thank you, Kyle, for reading all these questions.
Thank you, Ian, for answering all of them.
I do my best, or at least I make noise out of the face hole. And that's going to wrap us up for this BumbleKast. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Happy birthday whenever that happens for you. And we will see you next time on the BumbleKast.
It's your birthday, Ian. You shouldn't be wishing anybody else happy birthday.
I am a magnanimous Bumble King. I will wish all the happy birthdays that I desire. More birthdays.
Let's go. Let's get out of here. Bye, everybody.